Hey everybody, welcome into Northern Life here with Briggs and Hunter. I am Ryan, happy to have you on this Wednesday. Let's also say a big welcome back to Mr. Hunter McCullough, who was having a wonderful time, I believe, in the city of Orr, Minnesota.
We sure were up there. Oh my gosh, it was crazy, and the weather was beautiful, and fish were caught, not necessarily by me, but fish were caught up there.
We have photo evidence of you catching a fish, unless you stole the line from somebody, I believe.
Well, let's take a look here. Okay, yeah, there it is, there it is. I think
not the world's biggest fish.
No, it's a very small northern, but I did have a little bit of success. Not on opening day, though. It was opening day, and there was 4 of us fishing in the boat, and everybody except for me caught fish. I got skunked. It was terrible. Oh my gosh. And then we finally went back out on Monday, and then I finally caught some fish, and that was a great time. And then we had the gig on Saturday night. That was up at the Dam Supper Club up in Orr, right? I know.
Are you allowed to say that on TV?
I don't even know. I don't even know. But it's a
FCC violations?
We're getting taxed. We're getting fined.
FCC is going to tax us.
They're going to be in communication with the IRS.
Gotcha.
No, it was just it was a fantastic, relaxing time. I'm very sore because on Sunday it was a little bit too windy to go out and actually fish. So what we did all day is we played pickleball, we played horse and a bunch of other games with the basketball, and literally we're running around for 5 or 6 hours, and I'm still sore. My ankles, my back is sore from throwing the basketball. I feel like I'm, 115 years old. What's going on there?
We've recently, though, brushed up on both of those skills. We played pickleball in Moose Lake, and we played basketball with the UMD women's team. So hopefully you were just right on point.
Seriously, I just wanted to try out all my skills that I learned from this show over the weekend. It was a lot
on your
of fun.
family.
On my family.
Challenge them.
You guys all are terrible. I know what I'm doing here.
I also believe I saw some photos. I don't know if you could probably see them in that photos we shared, but I believe I saw Santa Claus was at the supper club. Is that correct?
Apparently, unbeknownst to us, there was a costume party as well. So there was Santa. We played a couple Christmas songs during our gig. Oh my gosh, it was a blast, and that crowd was rowdy and having a blast with us. So it was a great time, and definitely feel well rested after that vacation.
Good.
Nice. Looks fun. Well, we're gonna have some fun today because coming up today on this Northern Life, we'll be looking at another Does It Work product with Rachel Hackbarth. She's looking at a sponge that is promising to be both effective and longer lasting than your typical sponges.
Things we like to hear. Plus, we have your viewer comments to get to, too, including a scientific fact for Hunter and another piece of viewer mail. This one coming to us from Superior, so can't wait to read that. But first, we do have to talk about dogs in Duluth this week. This has been a very, very hot topic. Big Newfoundland dogs, about 500 of them, in fact, are in Bayfront Festival Park this week as the Newfoundland Club of America hosts its annual events. Some of the events this week include competitions in handling and obedience. I'm told there's maybe even a parade happening on Friday with all these newbies. I can't imagine that much fluff in one spot.
That's so sweet. Can the public go in there and observe these Newfoundlands?
I was able to walk through, I believe, on Monday afternoon, and I saw this dog named Oliver who was going through a course of sorts. And Oliver had a tiny, tiny 2-wheel wagon attached to him. It was adorable. And so I believe it was Oliver's owner was commanding him. He was good at some commands, and then it was he needed to back up for one, and he wasn't exactly moving. So I think they gave Oliver some time, and I think after a little bit of encouragement, he finally was able to back up or turn around. But I've never seen a dog carry a wagon or pull a wagon. So
I'm curious if Newfoundlands are just as stubborn as Great Pyrenees, because Harry, my dog, doesn't really love to listen to me, so maybe that's true. And maybe the dog was like, I don't want to back up with my wagon.
He seemed content with where he was standing. And also, they were selling Chicago-style hot dogs next to those dogs down there in Bayfront Festival Park. So if you find that food truck, give it a try.
Eating dogs while watching dogs. There we go.
Nothing better.
Nothing better.
Nothing better. Well, hey, last weekend was our Minnesota fishing opener, and as Hunter was catching some fish, our evening anchor Dan Wolf caught quite the runner on camera as he was fishing. He posted this video to his Facebook page saying a fox also joined him and his friends for a bit while they were shore fishing.
Zoom, that little fox.
It's a quick little fox. He's doing the correct road, the rules of the road when you want to be a runner. You're supposed to run against traffic. So it looks like the fox at least is abiding by those rules.
Training for Grandma's Marathon.
Got a month to get ready there, Fox.
See him out there with his bib on race day. That is too cute. What a cool video, Well, tonight, Minnesota Vikings and Green Bay Packers fans will have a better idea on when their favorite teams will be playing next next season. The NFL's full regular season schedule will be announced tonight. But before we get more dates and times for those games, we do know that the Packers will be opening their season against the Philadelphia Eagles on September 6th, and that game is going to be in Brazil.
Oh,
fun.
Pretty cool. Yeah, that Friday night match will be the league's first game in Brazil, and it will be airing on Peacock.
That'll be really cool.
I know, especially since the Packers had, a decent amount of success last year. So it'll be fun to see them head back on the field, and in South America too. Like, what a cool thing. You could make, if you're a Green Bay fan, quite the trip out of that.
I feel like Brazil is the already green and gold colors, I believe, for their flag or for their soccer
really?
team. I think so. When you're watching Brazil play in the World Cup soccer, I think they're green and gold.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Just hop on the Green Bay bandwagon.
It'll be perfect. They'll fit right in.
And I think we all can unite on our hatred for the Philadelphia Eagles. Right?
Yes.
Most
True.
people aren't
As Vikings
big
fans.
Exactly.
Yes,
so
we certainly can.
go ahead and win that one, Packers, but lose the rest of them.
Lose the rest of them. That'll help the Vikings out.
Yep.
As for some local football, the Duluth Harbor Monsters are about a week and a half away from their home opener against the Dallas Falcons over at Deck Arena. And the Deck shared this sneak peek of their field being prepared for the exciting start of this new hometown team. That game against Dallas is coming up on May 25th at 7 p.m.
I can't wait to go to one of those games.
I'm excited for a little Harbor Monsters football. I don't know if this is illegal, but I have a friend who decided to do whatever it takes to make sure the name of that team is the Harbor Monsters when voting opened for the names. So let's just say he voted a number of times. I'm not sure if it was, necessarily legal. I'm not sure. They're already the Harbor Monsters, so I'm not going to say his name, but it worked out. It worked out.
Pretty cool mascot, a pretty cool name.
It's a cool name.
I was on their website earlier, and they're selling merchandise even with their cool logo on it. Pretty neat. Coming up, we're opening up the mailbag, talking about our favorite comments from the past week.
Welcome back, everybody. Wednesday is a great day for our team as we get to your comments and messages from the past week. And it's even better when we get to start with some physical mail. And so I got to my desk the other day, found we got a card from the great city of Superior. And it says, "Dear friends, I do not write fan letters. However, as a grandma, I get a big kick out of the three of you. Your humor is so playful. It is a delightful half hour. Thank you," from Mary Ann from Superior. So thank you, Mary Ann. I'm trying to see if there's I believe it says thank you there.
Cute
on the card too. So big thanks for watching. Big thanks for tuning in. And I'm glad it's a fun half hour for you.
I personally love when people preface their message by saying, "I don't normally write fan mail, but you guys inspired me to write fan mail." That's a big compliment.
It seriously is.
I'm glad we at least have one fan out there. So thank you, Mary Ann.
Mary Ann.
Mary Ann the fan.
It all rhymes too.
That's cool. Well, after we learned that apparently 39 is the age that you stop being cool, Kevin let us know that cool doesn't change with age, he says. Cool supersedes all adjectives and is timeless. Northern life is cool.
Oh my gosh.
It sure is. Northern life is cool. We're cool.
You're darn right, Kevin.
We're cool. We do things.
Right?
Hunter, yesterday we did try the Dr. Pepper and pickles combination.
Was it good?
It ended up being fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it was necessarily cool.
Right. I don't know if you would seek it out is what we kind of decided on. Like, I wouldn't order it, but if I was presented it and I had nothing else to drink, I would finish it. It wasn't like you're going to spit it out.
Sure. You're not going to start bringing a jar of pickle juice, though, everywhere you go and mixing it with your Dr. Pepper.
Probably not.
Maybe we should try more TikTok trends. So that way we appear more cool to the folks out there. But apparently, big thanks to Kevin. It was Kevin, I believe. Already called us cool, so we don't have to do any trends.
That's
actually.
very sweet.
We can just be ourselves.
Yay.
Nice.
We had a couple of really nice comments after we let you guys know that we passed 10,000 total views on our Facebook page. Round of applause for
our
that.
YouTube page.
YouTube. Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
YouTube.
right.
I misread that. YouTube.
We probably have 10,000 views on Facebook,
I hope
too.
so.
That's cool. I think
10,000 on YouTube. That's
Yeah.
huge. Donna commented saying, "Never want to miss a show. The show brightens her day, and I enjoy all the shenanigans." We are jam-packed with shenanigans.
Yeah. I like a good shenanigan.
It's informative. There's shenanigans here and there. We got a little bit something for everybody out there.
Speaking of Facebook, though, Briggs, we did indeed finally pass 3,000 followers on Facebook. So a big thanks to the folks out there. 3,000.
We're garnering.
Yeah, garnering. Garnering with shenanigans.
Collecting viewers.
Let's go.
Good old
Likes.
likes and shenanigans out there. My golly. We had Patty Ann with a really lovely note telling us this is one of the best shows on TV.
Wow.
Right?
Wow, high words from Patty Ann. Also got my hubby hooked. Thanks for such an honest-to-goodness, down-to-earth show.
Wow, down to earth. That's a really high compliment right there.
Yeah, down to earth. I feel like
back,
we try to be down-to-earth folks. Yeah, I think we're who we are.
Yeah, we're real people. We're trying to be anyway. You know? It's fun though.
I do get that feedback though from people who we meet out and about or talk to on the phone. If they call the station, they're like, "Oh, you guys sound just like you do on TV," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's because we just come up here and talk."
Yeah, you know, that's the nice part of the show. It's like we can just be ourselves and say things.
Seriously.
Shenanigans, likes, Facebook, YouTube.
Garnering.
Cool.
That's what we're doing.
TikTok.
Yeah.
All those funny
Other
things.
hip words.
Other hip words that the kids use these days.
Riz. There we go.
Well, Briggs here is continuing her knitting journey, which is awesome to see, awesome to hear about. And our friends over at Duluth Yarn Harbor let her know recently in the comments, Briggs, swing by anytime. Happy to help you move forward with the craft.
Very kind offer because my craft is not necessarily excelling on my own. I've still, I've continued to make progress on my whatever it is at this point.
Your fabric.
The next step, I need help with turning it into something. So I will probably be stopping by Yarn Harbor because they were so kind to offer us to come back and to even let us walk away with that knitting and the supplies.
Yeah.
That was so nice.
I think me and Hunter and the folks at home too would love to see the progress on that. Event.
Bring it in
when the day comes. When the day comes. Yeah.
Give me some more time.
We should get a weekly update. You should bring it in once a week and we see
daily update.
There we go.
Wow,
Daily
she
update.
did another row this week.
Knitting with Briggs.
An inch bigger.
When we were talking about how hydration can make you a happier human, we didn't know exactly how much of our body is made up of water. Thankfully, though, Peter informed Hunter here that for me, water percentages are between 50 and 60% of the body. That is a lot of water.
That is. I think I said
Over half
somewhere,
water.
I think when I talked, I think I was saying like 95% or something like that. I was making a joke. I knew it wasn't that much, but 50 to 60%, that's over half of water right there, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
That's great. That's how numbers work. That's insane.
It makes sense why we'd be happier then to be fully hydrated.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's who we are.
Drinking that water.
We saw Ryan ride the horse in this week's Blindfold, and our viewer Naomi said she had a horse one time who actually developed a love for Mountain Dew.
Oh, jeez.
Interesting. I wonder how that came about in the first place. Like, how did the horse get its little hooves on Mountain Dew? I don't know.
Regular, diet, Code Red, Baja Blast.
Right. Oh, that's a tasty one. The horse might like that one.
Baja Blast, everybody likes. I'm sure all animals too.
A few of us around the newsroom that are addicted to Mountain Dew as well. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Good stuff. And hey, last one on my professional page. I got a spam message the other day, at least I believe it was a spam message, from the famous actress Miss Kaylee Cuoco, I believe. And the fake account messaged me saying, "Hello, how are you?" with 2 commas, adding as well, "Are you a fan of mine?" So
that sounds real.
I believe it's a spam. I jokingly replied in all caps saying, "No way, can't believe it's you." So I'm still waiting on a response.
Maybe they want you on a Big Bang Theory reboot or something like that. That'd be cool.
See.
Yeah.
Big fan. Next, we are getting some help in the kitchen for this week's Does It Work product. We'll be back here on Northern Life.
Welcome back, folks. I'm sure you already know this fact. Most kitchen sponges, they're soft, they're porous, and they can absorb liquid really easily. However, the Better Sponge product is made of silicone, does not hold water, which is meant to be longer lasting, and it's easier to clean. There you go.
Yeah, that's silicone. Silicone. Same thing. Rachel Hackbarth puts it to the test, and this week's Does It Work?
Emma Papps works at a restaurant popular with college students, which means lots of plates and cups coming through the kitchen. She's going to help us test out the Better Sponge. We bought this 3-pack for $14.99. The makers claim these are reusable, heat-resistant, and easy to clean. These silicone bristles are very different from what Emma uses at work and home.
They kind of, like when somebody just shaves their head, it kind of feels like almost like that.
This pot needs a little work. We're going to see if the Better Sponge can help.
Yeah, it's got a lot of oil buildup on there.
For something like this, Emma uses hot water and soap.
All right, let's see if that helps it a little bit.
Is it really even getting anything?
I don't think so. I'm not seeing anything come off on it either.
These tough stains aren't really budging, but the smaller ones are.
Okay, so that got that pretty well. Okay, yeah, that knocked that off. I think with the stuff that's less built up, it's doing pretty well.
Since each color of the Better Sponge comes with different bristles, we're trying them all.
It's a little bit harder to hold, but I see it's breaking down the stuff pretty well.
Emma thinks the Better Sponge helps her grip items, and it is easy to clean like the makers claim. But how does it hold up against these cleaning tools that are half the price?
For short term and quicker, yeah, that definitely worked better. Yeah, this one's not getting too much.
While Emma isn't sure she considers this sponge the better of these three options, she does think it's good for smaller messes and the environment.
I think they work. I would use them for my at-home dishes. I like these because they're reusable. I love things that are reusable.
For Does It Work? I'm Rachel Hackbarth.
I could agree with her and her opinion that maybe those would be nice for your dishes at home, but it looked like that pan at that restaurant or that whatever bowl thing had been through it.
Yeah.
So let's update. That's pot. What's from 1920 or something like that? That's quite the old pot right there.
They found it used 200 years ago.
Buried in the ground or something. Let's try to clean this up.
Here's what I'll say about it, because steel wool, I believe, was featured in that story. One of the least favorite things I've ever used in my life. I mean, it works.
Steel wool?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it works, but I just like the feel of it. I don't think it makes a sound. It's like the sound of using it really creeps me out. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Like nails on chalkboard, exactly.
Not a fan of it.
Yeah.
But it gets stuff clean. It works. Nice and hard, you know?
I believe it's silicone.
Is it silicone?
I don't know. I would pronounce it like, Silicon Valley in California is how I would say that, but I would say silicone for the material. I don't know which is right.
Silicone is the element. I'll have to double check though. Did she say silicone on the
You're
package?
the scientist.
I don't, well.
What about your periodic table? Is silicone on there?
Exactly, yeah. I failed that test, so I don't know.
Sure, you
I don't
failed
know
that. I
I
forgot.
cheated on that test, I should say.
Oh no, but you got the pop.
Exactly, I got the pop, that's all that matters.
I mean, for my kitchen, I just use a basic sponge. I pour the soap on the sponge and I rub it in and then do the dishes. So,
I hate when my sponge gets dirty though and it's got stuff on it, so those silicone ones are looking pretty good to me.
Have to try it out. It's reusable too.
Might be worth a try. I'm trying to decide what percentage of these products I'd actually buy.
I think we're batting like 20% or something like that.
20%'s not too bad in the majors. Yeah.
Well, when we come back, we're helping you plan your weekend during tomorrow's show. We'll be right back.
Before we go, I'd like to make a formal apology to Hunter McCullough because we have since learned there's silicon and there's silicone. Apparently, allegedly, two different things, as we learned from director Seth.
So silicon is the element, right? And then silicone is the man-made sort of whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
Material.
So we were a bunch of silicones laughing at you.
There we go. I don't get things right often, so that feels good.
Coming up tomorrow here on Northern Life, we'll talk about all the fun things that are happening around the Northland during this coming weekend, which includes the big Duluth Air Show on Saturday and Sunday, with all those people going to be there, and a few other parties and events, including the big birthday bash for Bent Paddle Brewing.
Two highly anticipated things. Your weekend's going to be jam-packed. Well, before we go, it is time to brighten somebody's day out there. That's because today is National Bring Flowers to Someone Day. Other ways to celebrate the day: attend a flower arrangement class, or maybe even plant a flower garden. This is probably one of my mom's favorite holidays.
This is a perfect time to do so. I mean, we've seen some great weather to start our week.
Yeah.
And perfect to get some flowers. Also, buy some flowers, I don't know, for the guys in your life, too.
There we go.
You know, I feel like guys don't get enough flowers, you know?
Everybody loves flowers.
That's true. That's a good reminder.
Yes.
Guys don't get enough flowers.
Exactly. Thank you.
We love you all.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.